Although it was a particularly big nasty Mexican bean curry we had last night. Let's see. 12 months ago I remembered about the foam core, the module's not fitting. Guess what? It doesn't fit. G'day everyone, welcome back to the mould. If you remember last episode, I actually derived a floor template for my port bathroom or head, and I've put the module back in place here to just show you how it fits, but just to remind you. But it's important at this stage that I start to think about the plumbing and the access and everything that goes underneath those soles before I can even consider glassing in bulkheads. So here's the beginning of it, and it goes on for some time. I have a fairly detailed schematic here. This is under the port bathroom, so you can see this area here is actually the port bathroom. We've got the head and the shower, and then underneath we have the fuel tank. This is a 400 litre tank. I'm only going for around about 280 litres. I certainly won't need these. This is the plans for the original Power Cat. And then here I have a Blackwater tank, and then here we have a freshwater tank, and this is all sitting underneath, and then the various pumps and senders and breather valves and Y valves and the works. So good detail here and showing all my vents and my filler valves. Now, so what I do have here is, this is the Blackwater tank. This is an 80 litre tank. You can see it's actually 700 millimeters wide, 440 high, and about 240 at the base, and that'll nestle gently into the hull. So what I've decided to do is to make a template. And what I've done here is this is the top section of it. I've started drawing it up. But you'll notice here these dotted lines here. I'm going to actually leave a flange so that I'll be able to hot glue this cardboard thing together. I thought about making an MDF to one. I really don't see the need. Cardboard's going to be fine. I'm really only after a rough shape, but I've got to start working how these are going to nestle into the hull, how I'm going to secure them, and then I've got to work on trying to actually secure them from a manufacturer. Now, there's a company down in Victoria that make beautiful rotational moulded tanks, and they do have a similar one to this. It's not far off the dimensions of this particular tanks. Okay, so you might think this is a massive waste of time. I'm going to glue this up with a glue gun. I just can't seem to picture the shape of it, so if I set it in place, I'll know that it's going to be a good fit. What I want to do is sort of work out where all my fittings are going to end up, so that these are simple cardboard templates that can really save a lot of time in the future and save me cocking up when I actually get the thing. I've already planned it all out. Take me about probably, I don't know, an hour and a half to knock this up. Probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Sorry, I might have lied a bit. But I'm actually considering making these myself out of glass or foam core or something, just to cut down on the price, because I can make them for next to nothing, virtually a couple of hours of work, and I'll knock something up like that. The only issue, I guess, is getting that pass-through survey. I'm not really sure what the conditions are on Blackwater, so I'm going to have to do a bit of investigations over the course of the weekend. But this template means I can go and sit it in the boat and find out exactly where I can modify it, maybe to get a little bit more storage, because I would like more than 80 litres. I think 80 on each side is probably not quite enough if I've got 8 people on board. So this Blackwater tank that I've made here on the port side is designed to fit down here under the frame. Head, and guess what? Doesn't fit. Not happy. I've already tried it once, so I'm just going to show you why it doesn't fit. So you can see here, because I've got 30 mil of foam here, 30 mil over here, sorry about the jerky video here, this tank is just not going to cut it. I'm going to have to narrow it down by 60 mil and maybe increase the height of it. Okay, by now you can sort of feel my pain. I haven't got a level, but you can see what my dilemma is here. This foam core is creating another problem for me. You can see my tank is sitting nowhere near the bottom of the bilge here where I want it to sit, and obviously I'm going to have 100 or so litres or 80 to 100 litres of black water in this, so I want it sitting on the bottom. I'm going to actually knock off about 30 mil on each side of this template and get it sitting correctly, and then what I might do, I might increase the height by 2 or 3 inches. I do have to be mindful of the fact that this underneath here, where we're looking here, is actually through the bottom of the shower, and that's where you inspect the underneaths of the bilge for the shower and the strainer and everything I'm going to put in there and filter. However, I do need to be mindful of the fact that I need room for pumps and senders and things, so I can't go too high without affecting the structure or the room that I've got here to work in. So very important that I get this part right before I go ordering any custom made tanks, and haven't decided yet. Whether I can get a polyethylene version of it is probably debatable because of the moulding costs. Okay, so I've got my Blackwater tank back in my wet room here, and I'm going to try to shave off 35 mil on each side and get the base exactly right. If I can get that particular shape correct inside the hull, it means minimum of blocking out inside the hull. I'll only have to put in some small chocks to actually block this tank out, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more height, but I may need to increase the physical width of it to give me the literage that I'm going to need. I'm going to need at least 80 to 100 litres in the Blackwater on each side of the craft, given that we're in an area where I can't get to marina pump outs. We just don't have those facilities in this area here. So Blackwater, obviously biological waste, is not really too much of an issue flushed into the ocean, but it needs to be done way out to sea. And for me, doing this template has been a lifesaver, because I would have wasted several $100 getting a tank, or maybe even $1,000 getting a tank made like this. Well worth doing a template. We are about 5 goes later. I've got it fitting. That's pretty spot on where it needs to fit now. I'm thinking that I might go higher, probably another 2 or 3 inches to get some more capacity. I've got plenty of room here for some pumps, and in fact the floor of the shower is about another 2 inches higher above that, so be well worth doing a little bit more planning. And I have to design some bracing modules to go in the back there to stop any movement, and obviously be able to secure it in, but that shouldn't be too hard. That's just going to be some foam with some laminate on it. But yep, that's a success. I'm glad I didn't send off those measurements, because I would have had a tank that wouldn't fit. Okay guys, we're all a big fan of the old unboxing, and to be honest, I'm not a big fan of it, but if everyone else can do it, why can't I? I should have ordered this bloody thing about 15 or 20 years ago when I started laminating. I've always wanted one of these. I thought it was about time. It was bloody expensive, but certainly will make a big difference to my day, and I reckon we should check it out. Let's have a look what I've got here. Alright, so what I've purchased here, guys, is a 3M VersaFlow full face powered respirator. This is hopefully going to change my daily routine and reduce a lot of the angst that goes along with laminating. Okay, so the idea of this is that this is a full face respirator, and the beauty of this system is this. This is a powered unit that when you press it on, it feeds filtered, dry, very clean air and cool air, which is really the key. I don't think it's refrigerated, but it certainly is cool, and it doesn't require to be hooked up to a compressor system or to a hospital grade air system like the other one that I purchased a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to show you that one as well, because there's a lot out there on the market, and quite frankly the other one's very good. If I was standing in one place, then that would be ideal, but this thing is going to allow me to move around autonomously without having too much attachment or
make it too difficult to move. So I'm going to preface this by stating that I haven't been sponsored by 3M here. I purchased this with my own funds. In fact, I'd have to say that some of the funds that are coming from the coin sales in at SV Seeker's junk store have helped me to buy this. I mean, this is an incredible thing that SV Seeker are doing, is raising money for us boat building channels, and I thought there's no better way than protecting your safety, because there's no point in being unsafe and then not enjoying the yacht at the end. So I purchased this on my own. I did, however, write to 3M in Australia, seeing if they give me a discounted one or a cheap one, or, you know, a demo one or something to that effect. And, you know, I got to basically go and see this distributor and sort it out yourself, you know. So in reality, it's my own purchase, and to be honest, it's my own health. So if you're not going to look after your health, then, you know, it's your own issue. But what I love about this helmet, or this face shield, is this particular skirt really does fit superbly, rather than a face seal where stubble and obviously facial hair can be an issue. Very, very well made unit. I mean, I think the helmets alone are about $400 or $500, so, you know, and that's not including all the filtration and everything. So I was fortunate, I actually picked it up on a good deal on eBay. I found a company that had a number of them, and they were trying to move them on, and I got it reasonably cheap, but certainly it would have been good to get a bit of sponsorship out there. But I'm not good at prostituting myself across the internet. You know, it's just one of those things I'm not good at doing. So hopefully you'll see me using this item over the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to get in and do some gel coating today. So yeah, very, very happy to have this this unit, and I'm going to give it a good run, that's for sure. Right, so I've got the waist belt mounted. Press the button and enjoy the flow. Oh, that's divine. Holy hell, how good's that? So yeah, only way to go. Everything's out of the way at the back, because I need a lot of room around me to work here. Also need to be able to work unabated, so that I'm not going to get caught up on ladders and, you know, other pieces of laminating and all the sticky stuff that I deal with. My unit's protected at the back and it's drawing air in from behind, so it's not going to be drawing in overspray. And yeah, this is pretty cool in here. It's a lot cooler than any other respirator I've used, so pretty happy with this purchase. I mean, money well worth spent. And yeah, let's get on and use it, eh? Pretty good. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of what I think is a very funny story. I purchased this PAPR, or powered air respirator, about a month ago, and when I purchased it, it only came with a P3 particle filter. So great for grinding, great for you know, dusty environments, but not so great for vapor and odors. So I've had to purchase a new filter to go with it, so it doesn't come with it. And I've been in long conversations with 3M to make sure I get the correct one for our nuisance gas and organic vapor output, I guess. And we've never been certified here because it's such a small shop, but a lot of the big shops have to be certified and work out what filter they require. Funnily enough, I'm grinding away the other day with this on, and just a bit of a backstory. My daughter about 18 months ago became vegetarian. Now this has been great for us because we're eating, you know, primarily vegetables and lentils and beans and things, but you know, we had a particularly big lentil curry the night before, and I'm working away, you know, having a bit of a hack. This great new air-fed respirator. Little did I know that, you know, I had a little bit of a flatulence issue, a bit of a gas issue that day, and the outlet here is directly over your ass. So if you happen to just let Fluffy off the chain, there's a very good chance that's just going to go straight up and into your mask. And I found myself running away from myself, trying to rip the mask off. I mean, honestly, talk about fart in a spacesuit. This was the epitome of that. It was without a doubt possibly the funniest and worst experience I've had. And when you got to run away from yourself, you know it's bad. So stay off the beans, guys. Get into some meat. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not, but it certainly was a lesson. So I jumped straight online and bought organic vapor filters to protect myself from that. I don't care about the styrene. I just don't want to ever experience that again. Right, the devil's in the detail. This code here, TR3802E with a nuisance gas filter, is very different to a TR3712E. So that just simply replaces. This one actually has a higher ability to dispense with organic vapor as well. Now inside this filter there is also a pre-filter, which is a simple felt foam filter. And look at that, after one day of grinding, that's already ladened. And certainly then a stainless mesh filter. So I think now I should be pretty protected from myself, if not the organic vapor. Let's see. Yes, I love this thing. I love it. So with the other filter, with that first one, I would have really smelt the styrene rising up off these jobs. So there's definitely an advantage to using the right equipment for the right thing. And whoops. No, we're good. We're good. Yes, we're definitely good. No, only joking. Catch you later, guys. Well, I certainly hope I didn't offend anyone in that video, but it was a funny situation. I know the video was a little bit light on in the boat building department, but you know, the templating for that tank, and in fact in future episodes I'm going to be doing a lot more of that with the fuel tank, because that's a monster, and I need to make sure I get it exactly right and fitting exactly to make sure I don't glass in a bulkhead and then have to make modifications later on. So I'm heading out to Mexico on Monday. We're flying into LA on Monday morning, and then staying a couple of days down at Marina del Rey, and then we're heading down to Baja, Mexico, down to Loreto, and doing an 8-day sea kayaking trip down there. So I'm going to try and get another video out before I leave. So what I've actually planned to do, I'm actually planning to meet a friend of mine who's just bought a brand new Seawind 1260, sailed it back to Australia from Vietnam. Now, Al is a very, very experienced sailor, and he's got a couple of opportunities that with his business that may well appeal to some of you guys who are looking at buying boats. I mean, this is a magnificent boat. He's had it here for about 3 months, and he runs it as a charter boat here in Jervis Bay. Absolutely magnificent craft, an incredible sailboat as well. And the coming winter, or our Australian winter, he's heading out into the South Pacific. And there's opportunities there for you to fly in and spend time with them on their boat, with Al and Cindy. And I'm going to have a chat with him, so I'm hoping to get that video out before I leave. And you know, it might be well worth watching, because if you've never sailed a big cat, or if you're interested in it, then this is the guy to do it with. I mean, he's a BOC round the world yachtsman. He's run a charter boat here in Jervis Bay for 15 years. He's basically sailed from Australia to Canada and lived on the Pacific coast over there. So this is an incredible experience, fellow, and Jesus, the boat to do it on, if you're going to do it, this thing is just magnificent. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll see you hopefully before I go on Life on the Mould, and hopefully my next video after that will be a little bit of me paddling down in Loreto and Isla Carmen. So absolutely beautiful area, and I can't wait to get there. So thanks for joining me on Life on the Mould. Don't forget to hit like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm almost at 8,500. I'm a tail ender in the YouTube Yacht Club, but I don't really worry about things like that. You know, this is all good fun, and I'm getting my boat built, and that's the main thing.